And the other thing, just talking about what you were saying, Andrew, the language of this allows you to extend this beyond 2020
Right.
if that's what you desire. So I don't think I think it's best just to leave it at 2020 right now. And if in the next year you determine that additional time is needed, you can always vote to do that.
And yeah, and that's correct too.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Well, I was just saying, this is just for recreational marijuana, then what's somebody else from medical marijuana coming in and just going ahead and doing it anyways?
Well, again, under the Medical Marijuana Facilities Act, you have to actively adopt regulations permitting it. The community has not done that. But there's a third act that I was referring to, and that's the Caregiver, Medical Marijuana Caregiver Act. That's what I call it anyways, which really talks about the right of an individual who has got a prescription for medical marijuana to use marijuana as long as he's got a card. I think Judge could probably give us more information on that. I'm sure he's seen that in his courtroom. But the bottom line is that usage is not regulated by either this ordinance or the statute that was just recently adopted by initiative. If someone has a medical marijuana card, that's unaffected by this particular act. We're not here saying that medical marijuana users are not permitted to continue using it for what they've been prescribed. This has nothing to do with that.
So you're just saying what's facility, medical facility?
Well, because we have not permitted it, all right? Unlike as I said, with recreational marijuana, we have to prohibit it, otherwise it's permitted. With the Medical Marijuana Facilities Act, you have to permit it or it's prohibited. So we don't have to do anything relative to the Medical Marijuana Facilities Act for it to be prohibited. We would actually have to take affirmative action to allow it under that act before it would be permitted.
And then on the other hand, I mean, if anybody wants to come in anyways with recreational facility, they would have to bring it to us first before they can just pop up and buy a store and say, I'm buying this store.
Yeah, would it be,
well, again,
basically bring it to Dave or someone to buy the property, correct?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, again, you know, the one thing is I'm not afraid to tell you that because this is such a new statute and a new initiative, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I mean, I wish I could sit here and tell you what all the ramifications of what everything is, but the truth of the matter is, I don't think anybody knows just yet. And rather than sit here and feed you guys a line that, you know, oh, this is what happened, this, I'm telling you honestly, I don't know. And I think the best thing to do is just wait a year and investigate it during that year and see what's going to happen, and we can always take action later. If we determine that it's financially, if the council determines that it's financially beneficial to the community to do this, and that there's support in the community for it, whether, you know, you guys decide, we can change this. There's nothing written in stone. This is not the end of the discussion. It's the beginning.
So I understand that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I would like to make a motion to approve ordinance 06-2018, an ordinance to prohibit the prohibition of marijuana establishments within the village of Dundee, with the deletion of the first paragraph that mentions the ballot proposal.
Remember to speak very loudly so my recorder.
I support. There's been a motion on the floor and it's been supported. Is there any discussion, any more discussion on this, or are we ready for the vote?
And the reason I'm having that paragraph deleted at the top is just because it still references the ballot proposal. It was just language from the ballot proposal that shouldn't be in there. If you look further down in the ordinance, it actually talks about the act directly. So that's the only reason I'm asking for that paragraph to be deleted.
Any discussion, or are we going to hold on this now?
Because it's not a ballot. It's an actual.
It was moved by trustee Hickey, supported by trustee Reeves to approve ordinance 06-2018, an ordinance to prohibit marijuana establishment within the village of Dundee with the deletion of paragraph 1 that mentions ballot proposal. Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Trustee Harkey?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
President Cordine?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
The next would be the payment of bills. Is there a motion? Payment of the bills. Of $454,954.38.
I'll make a motion for the payment of the bills in the amount of $454,954.38.
Support.
Is there any discussion?
It was moved by Trustee Hickey and supported by Trustee Schroeder to approve payment of bills in the amount of $454,954.38. Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Trustee Harkey?
Yes.
President Cordine?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Now we'll go to B. And that was
Just how we're going to fill the vacancy of the new.
how we're going to fill the vacancy on my position of trustee. I would like to have it in the newspaper for 2 weeks until the next meeting. We need a motion first, okay. Is there a motion to, how you want to do this motion, Andrea?
Well, I mean, I honestly would actually be comfortable appointing somebody tonight. I would like to make a motion that we
Excuse me.
appoint.
Could you, back here, they can't hear you real well.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't know if the volume needs to be turned up there.
They probably just turned my mic off on occasion.
Let me turn it on. There, you're on. Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, not good. I actually would like to make a motion to approve a new council member at tonight's meeting.
Is there support to that motion?
I support.
Now we have discussion.
Can I say something?
No,
In
not, no.
our last meeting,
Mike,
that went
we're
like,
gonna discuss this, okay? You're out of order.
Thank you. You don't want to hear anything we want. I get it.
Is there any discussion from the panel first on this motion?
Yeah, we've already had one person tonight express interest. One person who was appointed by some of the members of the current council and some of the former. This is this person, in my opinion, that I would like to fill the seat, your seat. As somebody who's privy to the processes in progress already with Dundee, and was fourth in line for voting by the residents of this village, and I think Denny should be appointed to that seat.
I mean, I will tell you that Denny and I do not agree on a lot of things. We really don't. And I think that that's exactly why Denny would be a good candidate to fill Tim's seat, and all the reasons that Jordan just said. Because, I mean, he has a passion for Dundee. I can definitely tell you that. And sometimes you need somebody who doesn't agree with you to remind you what the other side of the issue is. And I think that Denny does that.
Would there be anything detrimental to waiting a couple of weeks to get some of the applications from maybe outsiders? And maybe Denny would be the only one to put an application in, I don't know. But so that, I mean, personally, I and maybe some of the new people on the board could see what Denny, you know, has to offer plus. And I know I was kind of involved in my campaign and the rest of you were involved in your campaigns and things like that, that maybe we didn't, you know, look at everybody else's things as much. So would there be anything against waiting for 2 weeks and then getting maybe Denny plus maybe some other applications in to, what would be the harm in that?
Would they be able to serve the night they're appointed? So if we waited 2 weeks, would they immediately then be able to fill that position? I mean, because the harm right now is it would be nice to not be, it would be nice not to have.
Yeah, right, it's high, right?
Mike, do you have anything to say about this?
Well, as far as if you want me to nominate somebody, I'll just say put Penny back up here.
Ryan?
That too.
I think it's important that we have an odd
My
number.
opinion, that's it.
I think it's important that we have an odd number so when we're able to pass stuff and we're able to look at things. I think it's important to look at what the people want, who do they want representing them. So I do agree with Mr. Reeves. We have to look at what the people want. And if the people voted this person next, I think that you can't go wrong with that.
And I disagree because 2 people have approached me in the last couple of weeks, and I think they deserve an opportunity to be nominated and put their resume in 2 weeks' time. We can make a decision. And Danny Polito is a 2-time loser. We set the...
I object to that. I would like it to be noted, that is so wrong, and excuse me. That is so hurtful.
He has ran twice and he's lost title. We've set the bar up here and he hasn't hit it. Now, to be fair to Tom Robach or to anybody else, like I said, 2 people, 1 man and 1 lady has approached me on this. They deserve a right, and any other citizen, we can put it in the newspaper, let them put their resume in, come up here and be fair. Is there any more comments?
Could the motion be repeated, please?
It is moved by trustee Hickey and supported by trustee Reeves to appoint the empty council seat at this meeting. You cannot name the person without a vote, so we're having a different motion.
There's a motion on the floor and it's been seconded, so now we need the roll call.
Trustee Schroeder,
Yes.
trustee Hickey,
Yes.
trustee McClendon,
Yes.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Hickey,
No.
President Burdine.
No. You don't know.
I mean, all we have to get is a letter, so if your people are here, and you hear what your
There's
people
only
have to say.
one of them. And I think that we still should be.
Well, we just voted it.
Hey Fred, could you clarify us on this?
Try. What's the question?
Do we need to pick somebody tonight, or could we wait? I understand.
The vote's done.
Yeah, well, just not naming someone. So my question is, is it possible, we understand that that Denny wants to run, and I just mentioned to Tim, well, who was it that wanted to run? Are they here? Is it possible for that person to identify themselves and say something?
You can ask them to identify themselves, but I don't know at this point what you can do. I mean, you've taken the vote.
Right, no,
Sure.
I'm just asking if we can ask.
Oh, you can ask, I mean, that's no
For
problem.
Tim's other person to,
Yeah, you can ask them, you're absolutely, not a problem. If you want to ask them to identify themselves, it's not a
because if
problem.
there's somebody else other than Denny.
Well, what I'm saying is that all they can do is identify themselves at this point.
We're asking, yeah.
Pardon?
Is it possible that they can say something? I mean,
Oh, they can say-
all we ever get is a letter anyway, so hearing it straight from the person is,
I'm saying that absolutely, that you can ask them to come up and say whatever they would like, and you can hear whatever they have to say. My problem is that once the vote is taken, I'm not sure that there's anything that can be done about it at this point. Because there's already been approved, the vote was taken and the motion carried.
right, just to approve someone tonight.
Yes.
We just didn't name a name. Is it?
Oh, I thought
There was no name. was
Oh, then yes, go right ahead. That's, I apologize. I thought it might be my
There was no
hearing.
name.
Oh, that's fine.
So just.
Yes, you can ask anybody you want to come up and speak. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's part of the process. I didn't hear you and I
No,
apologize.
that's fine. No, I was just making sure it was okay to identify anyone else other than
Oh,
Denny that was.
absolutely. You can ask anybody you want to come up and if they want to put their name in or whatever, however you'd like to handle it, that's fine. No problem.
So is there anybody here tonight that would like to run for the trustee of the village council?
I would put my name in to run for that seat.
Is there anybody else?
She just put her name in front of the open trustee position.
That's it. Anybody else? I'll second the motion.
Was there anyone?
Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to run for the trustee? Open seat.
I'm sorry? There's
Right.
two people.
We have two people now that are interested in the open seat for trustee. For the third time, is there anybody else in the audience that would like to try for the open seat of trustee?
Make the motion. I would like to make a motion to go ahead and appoint one of the two people who are mine's already been finished, like I said, I'll vote it.
Is there support to that motion to support Penny?
I'll second it.
There's been a motion on the floor and seconded. Is there any discussion on this now?
Okay, so we have, is this just to add Penny and Denny, so we have two?
No.
No?
No,
The motion on the floor,
just Penny.
So appoint Penny to the position of trustee.
I think it would be wise to read the motion back so that everybody understands exactly what's being voted on.
It was moved by trustee McLennan and supported by trustee Hickey to appoint Penny Gutierrez to fill the position of trustee. Any further discussion?
Is there any further discussion on this?
Well, you know, my whole thing is we have two people that want the position. So what would it take to I mean, will I have to put a motion for Danny, so there'll be 2 motions? Or
The answer, if I can answer that, you vote on this motion. If the vote is no, then you move on to the next motion. If the vote is yes, there is nothing to move on to. So if the majority votes yes on this motion, then that's it. If the majority votes no, then you entertain any additional motion.
Okay. Let's have the roll call.
Do you want me to read the motion again or not?
Yes.
It has been moved by trustee McClendon, supported by trustee Hickey, to appoint Penny Gutierrez to fill the trustee position. Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Reeves?
No.
Trustee Horky?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
No.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee Burdine?
No.
3-3.
It does not pass. Tie does not pass. So now if there's any other motions, you can make any other motions that you wish.
I make a motion to place Danny in the open seat. That's my motion.
Is there any support to that motion?
Support.
There's a motion to appoint Danny Polito to the trustee seat. Is there any more discussion on this? Mike, you have any discussion?
No.
Andrea? Brian? Alina?
Yep.
Jordan? Okay, let's have a roll call, please.
It has been moved by trustee Reeves, supported by trustee Schroeder, to appoint Danny Polito for the position of trustee. Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Horky?
Yes.
Trustee Burdine?
No.
Oh, excuse me. Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Sorry, Ms. Jeff. Okay, motion's carried.
Judge Brownlee, you're coming in. Judge Brownlee, can you come up again?
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan
and the Charter and ordinances of the Village of Dundee,
and the charters and ordinances of the Village of Dundee,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the
duties of the
office
of Village of Dundee
of the Village of Dundee
trustee
trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I've had a request from the media that everybody comes back up again, and I need a picture with the judge and the whole council.
Yeah, let's go.
That's all right. Yeah. Judge, could you come up? Keep me busy today.
All rise.
Here, let's get together and
Getting closer to group shot.
smiling and happy. Here we go.
Hang on. Thank you.
Thank you again, Judge.
Now we have other business. I would like to, normally in other business, the mayor or president normally lights the annual Christmas tree. And this year, I've got with Tim Stiff, the head of the DABA, and I've talked with Eddie Manuzak. What I would like to do, rather than me light the Christmas tree, has been done by the past presidents in years past. I would like the second or third graders to write an essay what they like about the holidays, and then pick a winner by the next council meeting. There won't be any school in the next few days, so they'll have all next week to write a little essay what they like about the holidays, and then let Judge Arnold and a boy and a girl from second and third grade light the Christmas tree for the holidays. I would like council's approval from this. Just so we can work with the school, because the school wants to work with us to reach out and let the children light the Christmas tree.
I don't think that we should interfere with that personally, because Dad will light the Christmas tree, and though I think that it's a great idea for the kids to light it, that's great, but that's a DABA thing. That's not something, like, we can't step on the other groups in the town's feet, who are on their toes.
Thank you.
I've talked with the DABA, and they're willing to do this.
But is there a representative from DABA here that would like to speak to them?
There's like all of us here.
I mean, no, I know,
Oh, yeah, I didn't think that way, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I think it'd be a great idea that for next year, but I think it's a little short now. And I don't like the end runs around our organizations in town. That's not the right, proper way to do things. That's first of all. Those organizations, and we're all volunteer people that put their time in on the organizations. I really believe that they deserve the respect that you come to their meetings and bring these things up and vote it through there and then bring it to council. That's the proper order of business. So that's what I have to say about it.
And since this is new council and we're doing things a little bit different to keep our small town touch, who wants to be the Christmas
Well, I can
Grinch?
tell you this, if you go in around all your organizations, you're going to lose them all because they volunteer, sir. You have to understand something. These are volunteer people.
Yes, I do understand.
Well, then you don't end around them. They're volunteering.
Nobody's sending it around.
You did. You just did that.
No, I did not. I've talked with Mr. Stiff, and he has agreed to
But it
it.
did not come in front of the board for a vote. That's an end around. That means you went around the end, sir.
Carlene, would you please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
I'm Tim Stiff's wife, and I don't believe that Tim did agree to that. Tim has worked really hard with DABA to make this parade along with Teresa Marino and myself since 2001.
And I said,
And this has been a DABA function. Without all of us, the parade would have been non-existent. I believe this year it has already been arranged on who's going to light the tree, and I think you should stand by that.
well, I don't want to be the Christmas Grinch in town. I would love to see the kids do it, along with the judge. Is there a big problem with letting the second and third grade child, and they would remember this forever, and your husband shook hands with me and he agreed to this, and I talked with Eddie Manuzak.
I believe that you named the wrong judge that was going to light the tree.
Judge Arnold, is it, or am I correct in that, or Judge?
No, you're incorrect.
Okay, well, one of the judges, an honorable judge, a newly elected.
That would be Judge Nichols.
Judge Nichols. Judge Nichols.
And I believe that's what Tim has agreed to, for Judge Nichols to light the tree.
And
Because he
also,
had already been asked and he had already accepted.
and also, he also agreed to let the children do it. Let the children put
And
their hands
that's
on
great, and that's
with Judge
great.
Nichols and all three, because it'd be a wonderful thing, because we're trying to keep the small town touch here in Dundee.
I understand that, and I will come to another meeting to address the small community of Dundee to keep it upstanding, but I don't think tonight is the night for that. But I will be back.
Fine, you're entitled to your opinion.
And just, Tim, I don't know if you're aware of this, my name is Jennifer Reeves.
Yes, I do.
Yep.
I know this.
So, I don't know how long it takes you to write an essay or fill out a questionnaire, but if you're looking at second and third graders, you're gonna give them a week. That's a lot of pressure on them. So, you can, I'm not saying you've asked for opinions, you've asked for discussion, this is where you're getting it. I agree with the rest of our DABA members who are here. It didn't come to a vote in front of all of us, and all of us are the ones who have to volunteer to make things run. I don't think it's fair of you to go behind everybody else's back to make that decision. Because Tim would have spoken to his vice president, he would have spoken to the rest of his crew before making this decision on his own. So it might have been a misunderstanding or a miscommunication, but I feel that your opportunity to let the children do something is great. However, it's not to be done this year. It should be done next year when there's been time to vote on it and move forward.
So, you are gonna be one of the Christmas Grinches then?
You bet.
Okay.
I look really good in green.
Okay. Very good.
Sweet.
I'm a resident of Dundee,
Could you, yes, I know.
Deborah Moore, and I agree with the ladies. One, you're picking 2 grades when there are 12 grades, 13 grades. So how do you explain to all the other grades that they weren't picked, that just these grades were? You're not giving it enough time or enough thought. There needs to be more thought in this and a better plan put out there to handle this. Christmas is almost here. Everybody's going to be busy. And yes, I think the kids would absolutely love to do that. But then you're leaving out so many other kids and groups that haven't been involved in it or asked about it. That's just my opinion as just a regular resident. And I try to work where the whole group is concerned. And you're not looking at 13 grades a class. Why not the class president?
I was looking at more like Santa Claus, like the first graders, and then when you get up to 4th grade, they might think a little bit different.
Well,
and that's why we want to come with a holiday theme.
Everybody loves Christmas, though.
Yes.
Every child loves Christmas. What about you take the person with the highest grade point average? What if you take the class president? There's so many different ways you could go about doing it and honoring a child that way.
Okay, I understand.
A cancer patient, somebody that struggled. But I think you need to take more time and think about this. I just don't think this is the right way to do it.
Oh, that's fine. I mean,
That's just my
I
opinion.
had good intentions.
I understand you did,
Okay.
but it's going so fast, your good intentions are going to go down the drain.
Okay, thank you.